going to be talking about the upcoming severe weather for parts of Oklahoma, Texas, and Kansas. But if you're new, I would ask you to subscribe to the channel. If you are interested in watching daily weather forecasts, and make sure to share this video with any friends or family who might also be interested in watching daily weather forecasts. But anyways, get right into this video. So right now we're looking at my severe weather outlook for May 14th, and we've got a pretty much this is an enhanced risk of severe weather, which is in the pink. It's not really indicating the Storm Prediction Center colors, but that's the main area of where you can see some significant severe weather, within that pink shaded area. In that more darker red area, that's where you're expecting most of the severe weather to happen from the May 14th into the 15th. And then that more red color, straight red color, that's where you're expecting some marginal severe weather, some more isolated severe weather, but definitely could see some significant severe weather on the edges of these pinks and dark reds there. You can look at the Storm Prediction Center's outlook here, and they've got actually a slight risk of severe weather already. Let's zoom in here. Yep, so we got a slight risk of severe weather for parts of Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, and even reaching up to very southern Nebraska there. That's where you got a 50% chance of severe weather so far for May. This is for May 14th. You've got a slight risk for severe weather. So this is mostly issued when they're pretty confident with the system, and they know that this is definitely going to bring some severe weather to this type of area. You can look at the models here. We can't really look at the simulated future radar yet, but this is the Cape values. You got this is pretty much energy within the air, and almost 5,000 joules per kilogram over here by Kansas City. That's a lot of Cape that could suit this very large hail that's expected, and also tornadoes. In this Oklahoma area there. You've got over here in this Oklahoma area, you got up to 4,000 joules per kilogram, which is a bunch of Cape also. You're going to see possibly some giant hail within these storms here. And you can go back here, see what that Cape is around. This is around midday of Thursday. Still lots of energy within the air over here in Oklahoma and Kansas. Almost 4,000 joules per kilogram, which is, you can really see this large hail within the storms that it's going to hit that Cape number there. And that kind of calms down in the overnight hours of around Thursday. You've only got around 2,000 joules per kilogram, and then that comes back around Friday. You got 4,000 joules per kilogram. You're gonna see some very intense storms within this energy here. 4,000 joules per kilogram just to the south of Kansas City, also around midday of Friday. And you're still seeing this very this energy just pounding here, just shooting these storms with very large hail and tornadoes. Not really very large tornadoes. They are possible if these models keep this up. But you can look at the supercell composite, which is the pretty much saying where these supercells will develop, and kind of how intense these supercells will be. You can go over to here. Look at this. You got 2632. This is a very, especially this area which I was saying, that's where you can expect these intense tornadoes to happen within that area of May 14th, and going into the 15th. Some severe weather actually might happen on the 13th. You can go forward even more here to around the May 15th, and that supercell composite you've got over here by Kansas City, a bunch of this could definitely spawn some tornadoes over there. and definitely could see some tornadoes down here in Oklahoma as well. Even between those two, you could possibly see some tornadoes within there as well. You can look at the dew points here. Let's look at the dew points, and you can see how much moisture is being brought up from the Gulf here, from the Gulf of Mexico. This is all the moisture that's being, so it has plenty of moisture for these storms to develop off of, and then those kind of goes, that moisture kind of goes into the Midwest. You can also see some minor severe storms. There's also lots of moisture down here in parts of Texas. You could definitely see some big storms there also. Let's go back here, and you can just see how much moisture these storms can develop off of around the May 14th and the 13th and the 15th. Just lots of moisture that these storms can develop off of here. You can look at the let's look at the energy helicity index here. This is pretty much saying where the spin, how much spin is in the atmosphere here. And you go over to around May 14th here, lots of spin over here in parts of Oklahoma and Texas, around that type of area. And you go into here around the afternoon hours of May 14th, really widespread spin in the atmosphere that could really spawn these tornadoes, especially within that area. You could definitely see a hatched area of significant tornadoes, EF2 or higher, within that type of area there. And that calms down a little bit once you get into about midnight of May 14th, but still lots of spin in the atmosphere around that type of area of Oklahoma. And then you get into May 15th, and still very lot of spin in the atmosphere here, especially in that Oklahoma area, even reaching up, especially this Kansas City area. You could definitely see a couple tornadoes within those storms possible also. And then you get into around the midnight of May 15th, and that really calms down, but you could definitely see still those tornadoes possible within that type of area there. And pretty much you can look at the actually, let's look at the simulated radar here, and you can see kind of where these storms will develop. You can't see it that well, but definitely see where those storms kind of develop here around May 14th here. You definitely see where those storms might develop. It hasn't, or you can definitely see where the storms around that Oklahoma and Texas area right there. Definitely see where the storms could develop around that type of area, and then they'll track east around the kind of the Arkansas and Louisiana area. So this is the mainly where the severe weather threat is for the May 14th to the 15th there. That's pretty much where the severe weather threat will be. If you did enjoy this video, I would ask you to subscribe to the channel if you are interested in watching daily weather forecasts, and make sure to share this video with any friends or family. But anyways, stay safe.